a big boat, rising tides, good for all boats. What's the saying?
I don't know, but let's not make this the boat episode because that was hard to follow for me.
What I was going to say,
my brain.
What was I was going to say before was some of the best feedback we've ever gotten is 2 boats.
2 boats, really?
Dylan Hindle was like, that was sick, and same as Dylan Moore.
Oh, I'm glad.
Maury. Shout outs Maury. Those 2 tracks were for you. 2 people, First Body with I'm Tied to You, then Frankie Knuckles, The House Goat, remixing Blind, a fun little post-punk track by Hercules, and The Love Affair. And then I've written here, big ups, Maury.
Maury for getting in the gym and doing that hard work and throwing those weights around.
Yeah. Eating tin, I think he'd called it.
Eating tin. Is that what it was? No, well, I love that track.
Two boats got like as good a feedback as we've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that was the silliest episode, and it sort of started out with sun shining.
Songs for summer.
You know, we knew that the sun would be coming out at that period of time. Let's sort of set the scenario, and then all of a sudden, once the boat was mentioned, all of a sudden we had 2 boats. They were driving a Rotto, different crew on each boat, friend shout-outs. Dan picked a boat, picked the wrong one.
No, he picked the right one.
No, Dewey's on your boat.
No, he picked yours.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, no, he picked me as the person that would have the Aux for a road trip.
Ah, okay. Well, then he picked the right boat, and it was fantastic. But, all right, let's go boats then. Talk to me.
Oh, no, it was just like what we thought was the dumbest episode of all time, and that I didn't want to release, turned out to be one of our best.
Well, I'm glad, and I do love the dichotomy between when we're able to interview guests about their story and their music, and you know, some music that maybe we wouldn't play or wouldn't have expect to have heard, complemented with some really quality conversation about that individual, and then flipping back to you and me talking smack.
A nice piece of media that just gets to you just get to enjoy.
We just get to enjoy sitting in bed with robes on at Hayscapes, Ocean Beach, Denmark, Raintree Forest. There's sort of the 2 ends of the spectrum of a PTA experience, and I can say I certainly do love this one, and I'm glad the boats went well. Tell me some more ins and outs.
Who would, just while we're on trying to be, like the balance and the dichotomy of stupid and like learning something from guests, who would be your like dream guest? I've never asked you this question. I don't know how.
Oh, that's a seriously good question. You're putting me on the spot.
An attainable one, not like Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, look, being a Perth boy born in 1995, you know, Kevin Parker's obviously one of the big fish. He grew up around the 6019 or around Perth at least. I went to a school up the road. Started Tame Impala. You were talking stories about seeing him
playing Mink Muscle Creek.
Mink Muscle Creek at the Leaderville Skate Park HQ, which jumped that back fence. You didn't have to pay $4 to get in, which is no longer the price for Bunnings Snags, Jaden. But obviously he would be an amazing man to interview. He's made music with Kendrick Lamar, you know, quite recently, and lots of different worldwide acts. I think he'd be one of the craziest. And then, mate, someone like Mac DeMarco, to be honest with you, I think he'd be fantastic to get on here. You could pretty much pick any international act, any of the big dogs, and I'd love to talk to them about where they grew up, what they first got into in their music scheme, what they first maybe even produced and made as an artist, and then how that all evolved into, you know, the music that made them famous, and to hear a bit about that process.
And
I think we have some cool new artists coming up on season 3 in the next little while once the Hayscape special's over.
Really, like, fingers crossed, I'm not going to say anything, but there's a couple of artists that I really like.
Talk to me.
That Nick Foley has reached out to, that he has connections to, the Nicopedia. That might come up.
Are we talking Australian artists?
Australian artists.
Like Cut Copy and like...
No, not that large. Cut Copy's British.
Oh, sweet. Another one from me. Sounding like an expert here on my music podcast.
And we've got no reception here, so we can't fact check.
No, there's no fact checking.
I'm just saying it with my fucking guts. They're from Britain.
Yeah, damn.
No, I don't want to say just in case it falls through, but Nick's gone and reached out to a couple of artists. Not massive artists, but amazing independent Australian artists.
While we're on independent Australian artists, whether they are independent or not, I would really love to have Soul One on here. I would really love to have Willaris K, Crushed,
yes,
and Chloe K, and I'm just going to start calling them Klo, because that's definitely not an I. So KLLO must be Klo. But, you know, that's played a big part of the foundation of PTA, me exploring some of my tastes, and they're the biggest Australian artists that I'm really into right now in the electronic space, and I just think they're so cool.
Yeah. I mean, they would all be sick. And I guess, like, I like the understanding the music making process from an electronic artist point of view, because it's very different to anything I've done with, like, making music with bands. Because you're responsible for your own part. Someone that, like, writes a lot of music, I come up with the drums, and then you're like, cool, we've created a song. But when it's just yourself and you get so lost in the interface, right? And you get all these plugins and you're just dialing knobs and you're just focusing on a snare drum for like 8 hours.
You drive yourself crazy.
Insane.
Well, that's a perfect segue into who another apex dream like artist have on the show would be Morgrab, Jordan Alexander, whether or not that's his name.
It doesn't feel like unobtainable.
Well, let's manifest. Let's manifest, and hopefully someone who listens to our poddy knows him and says, "Man, you guys should come on and have a conversation."
Got close once. I didn't tell you.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Damn, how'd that go?
Josh
down?
from Channel Love has got him on a few times, and he reached out, but I think it was crickets.
Well, as soon as we get into reception up the top of Mount Shadforth Hill right there, we need to call him. But we won't be in a rush to get there when we're sitting here overlooking this beautiful Parries Bay at Hayscapes here.
I'm going to ask the question that I asked you to myself, who my dream guest would be.
Sorry.
I'd like some politicians, right? But
go on.
Not to ask them about any policy. To be like, how do you actually get there?
To be a politician.
Yeah.
No,
does that sound boring as fuck?
That sounds like the shittest episode.
It's the worst episode.
And I'm not
we haven't ever recorded it. People have started stopped.
And everyone's already knows the answer.
What about David Pocock?
Oh, king.
Yeah, politician.
Yeah, but also like number 7 for Australia for 15 years and the biggest beast in the world, and independent, federal politician. But I think it's pretty obvious how a lot of pollies get into their spot, to be quite honest with you. But
why is it obvious?
I think most people at home would know, and one of the guests that isn't an artist, that was dream guests that I've reached out to over a period of time and is keen, but he's a Newie boy as well, representing New South Wales and Newcastle, is Punters Politics.
Yeah, he'd be great.
He'd be fantastic.
We'd get in a bit of trouble.
Well, yes, but he's also got really cool, clear ideas about things, and, you know, I would also recommend as well to follow the Oz Institute.
Yep.
Not that it's someone I'd have on the podcast, but there's some cool kind of, people who are representing Australians in relation to policy and legislation, and bringing cool new ideas to the table in a world where before social media, before freedom of information, you know, you could only get your ideas from one place.
Yeah.
And you had to be pretty radical to go against it. But I think a few of these Instagram influencers and skits and comedians really are shining a light. There's another guy, I want to say his name's, he's a Channel 9 reporter, Chris Kohler, who does skits.
Jaden's back. Give
Jaden's
me a mic back.
Yeah,
Jaden's
he's
back.
good.
He's allowed a microphone again.
But you know, I think they do a really great job of representing some of the things that are going wrong in our government and that we could be doing better. And that's just my opinion. But I think they'd be really interesting people to talk to on the show about their ideas and compliment them with music.
That's way better put than what I was going to say. Let's play 2 songs and then we'll do some ins and outs. We should probably try to stick to the plan.
Say no more. See you on the other side.